Oh yeah. Ratios and proportions. You guys love this. Everybody is here today, right? Okay, does everybody have the heading written down? Oh, Dylan. Tearing my stuff up. Hey, don't let me forget, I've got some Parachecks and some bell ringers for Tucker 2 graded for you guys. May hand those out towards the end of class. Okay? Hey, 2-6 notes, Paratech, we're going to go over ratios and proportions. This is Pass Skill 1.1D. What we're going to do, our objective today is compare ratios and solve proportions. You guys need more time? The date on there is messed up. What's the date? 14th, good. It is not 2013. 14th, right? Pretty good. Everybody good? Okay. Look at your bell ringer real quick. The side with the rocket ship on it. An artist used interlocking building blocks to build a scale model of Kennedy Space Center in Florida. In the model, 1 inch equals what?
1.67 feet.
Okay, of actual space shuttle.
I had to get five.
Okay, I'll get you another one here in a second. Model is 110.3 inches tall. How tall is the actual space shuttle?
Hold on. I can't.
Oh, isn't that like
I just need to set up a couple proportions here, right? Okay, in the model, 1 inch equals what? The biggest part about these ratios is figuring out what goes where, okay? So in this case right here, which should go where? In the model,
one.
okay? But we're talking about the model, what goes over what,
One goes over 1.6.
okay? And that should equal what?
110.3
Over X. And how do we solve proportions?
roughly.
Cross multiply, good. Did you need this one? Anybody else getting the wrong one?
Confused.
Okay, now, I think you're kind of messed up here. What does it look like? Remember now, it's a ratio. The top has to be the same as the top on the other side, right? And the bottom has to be the same as the bottom on the other side. So do you have that right now?
No, but the top part is mostly, and the bottom part on towards B.
Okay. 1.67 of the actual space shuttle. So what should go on top? The
One from
shuttle, okay, because over here it's 110, so your left side is messed up. They should go 1.67 over 1, okay? We'll talk about a term that's called unit rate. Write that down. Like 12 inches per what? Okay, so by 12 would go on top, and what would go on bottom? The 1. Does that make sense? 3 feet in a yard, so 3 feet would go over the top, and what would go on the bottom? 1 yard. You'll see this a lot in your science class. You see it in chemistry too. When you start having to make unit conversions, like that, okay? Okay, so now let's look at the next one, the geography part. On a map of Florida, the distance between Jacksonville and Tallahassee is 7.5 centimeters. If 2 centimeters equals 40 miles, what is the distance between the two cities?
150.
Okay, how did you set it up?
So I did 2 over 40 equals 7.5 over X.
2 over 40 equals,
7.5 over X.
very good. Now, here's, the top one is, what did we say? It's what?
Centimeters.
Centimeters. And so the top one on the other side should be also what? Centimeters. That's how you match them up. Does everybody see that? So you got, what is this, miles down here? This should be what over here? Miles on the other side. Okay? Now that's the ratio. That's how you compare. Does everybody see that? Okay. Let's get into some notes and these guys can come back to that. Example 1. Again, solid proportion. You guys know how to do this. This is different than multiplying fractions, isn't it? Early on, we made that mistake. Here, I'm just going to do what? 2 fractions equal to each other. I just cross multiply. And that gives me 36 divided by 8. N equals, did I do that right? N equals what? How many times will 8 go into 36? 4. Now, on proportions, does it matter if I put it as a decimal? Not necessarily. Okay, it's not going to matter all that. It's not going to make all that big difference if I do put it in decimal form. Okay? Everybody get on this one? Okay, solve this proportion. Again, how do I solve it? I I just do what? 3 times 12 is 36. And then this side is a little different, isn't it?
It's 4.
I gotta write it as with parentheses around it. Okay, now this turns into what property?
Distributed
So it gives me 4x plus 16. Now you just fall back into what we learned over the last couple of days, right? Where do I move first?
9.
Good. It gives me 4x equals 20 divided by 4. X equals 5. Everybody good? Rate of growth. Ratio of a gear on a bicycle is 8 to what?
5.
8 to 5. This means for every 8 turns that you do on the pedals, okay, then the wheel turns how many times? 5. Why is that, do you suppose?
pedals take less time than.
What's the circumference on your pedals? It's a smaller what? Circle, right? The wheel is bigger, right? So the circumference on it's a little bit longer, okay? So suppose the bicycle wheel turns about 2,435 times during a trip. How many times would you have to crank the pedals during the trip? Again, so we want to set this up as a proportion, okay? Pedal turns will go on the top. So what's my first number over here on the left? What's the first ratio that I have? Right, it says right there, right? What's another way I can write that? 8 over 5. So that was pretty easy, didn't it? Equals. Okay, so how many times did we turn the pedals? We don't know. Very good. So that's our variable on top, isn't it? Okay, so what goes below it?
2,435.
Good. 2, 4, 3, 5. Okay, so again, all we have to do is solve it. 5x equals, somebody multiply that and tell me what you got. 4, 0, 480. And then divide by 5. X equals how much, Logan?
3,896.
Voila. That's a lot of turns. That's a lot of cranking. All right. Maps. In a road atlas, the scale for a map of Connecticut is 5 inches equals 41 miles. What is the distance in miles represented by 2.5 inches on the map? What goes where?
5 over 41.
Okay, 5 over 41.
Equals 2.5.
Okay, now can I change this to a decimal?
Yes.
Probably doesn't matter here, does it? Over X. Okay, so 5x equals 2.5 times 41, 102.5. Right? Divide by 5, x equals.
20.5.
Now, I could very easily change that back to a mixed number, couldn't I? What's 5 over 10?
1.
You guys understand why I wrote it 5 over 10, right? What place is that? It's- Okay? All right, rate yourself. You guys want to do the CYP right now, or you want to wait till tomorrow?
I don't,
One.
Let's do it now. Yeah. Extra. Hey guys, if you could, the next one, you can go ahead and put them up here for me if you want to. Alright.